life now go.
Hi everyone! Welcome back to the studio! Are you ready for another episode? We are going to take you on an amazing adventure today. I'm still shocked that we found what we found.
Yeah.
So, and we have a special guest, so let's introduce ourselves. I'm Trisha.
I'm Annette.
I'm Herman.
I'm Joseph.
I'm Rabia. I'm Sinai.
This is Kitty.
And this is Kitty. So, hope you enjoy.
Ask
Enjoy.
your questions with your own language, بالعربي.
In the Netherlands?
Yes.
Español.
In English.
Så merci. Also på svenska.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Have fun.
See you after the video.
Holy cow! Wow.
That's cool. That's beautiful. So amazing.
Okay, this looks like a dead coral to me, and I guess that's why we find a lot of fossils in this area, because once this valley was full of water. It's like a dead coral. It's a lot of them in the valley. Welcome to Gebel el Gunna.
Hey, this is cool.
I'm Joseph.
Annet.
Sami.
Lydia.
Trisha.
Herman.
Ahmad.
Lucy's
Hi, Var. Good morning.
Morning.
Soft sand, I'm here! Woo! Let's go!
Really?
Yes, not going to any soft sand for you.
You go in the desert and no soft sand?
Yes, it's all hard sand.
Yeah. Me wish.
Hi.
Everybody with their masks, huh?
No.
Corona time.
No.
Safety, safety.
Hi, you're going to Gebel el Gunna.
What is that?
That's a crystal mountain.
Crystal Mountain.
When you walk around Dahab or Sharm or Sinai, you find these stones which is break into two halves and have crystal in them. Here where they get them from? Look like an egg, but you break it and it has a crystal in it.
Cool. Oh, looking forward to this one.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's, I went through great trouble to find it. It's an original.
Can you show us where we are?
Yep. So we are going to climb up Gebel Gunna, so Mount Gunna or Crystal Mountain, which is, I'm not wearing my glasses, but it is a bit of there. Here it says Gebel Gunna, so it's a whole mountain range, basically. Kind of this is what I should point at. So we're going to go up and we're going to have a look for some crystal geodes and then come back down. Right, so here is Dahab, and so we've gone up this road towards Nueva, and about halfway we turn onto the St. Catherine Road, and then we went to Nawamis, that's over here, and then we continued and went off-road to climb Gebel Gunna, and then continue further to St. Catherine.
It's sparkly. Can you see the sparkliness of it?
Yeah, we can. So this is the one has a door. It's called Asr by the Bedouin language, by the Arabic, the Bedouin slang. They usually have it to save their like a storage, like a fridge. They put their stuff in it for a while, like a fridge basically. They build it like this around the cliff of the mountain. If you see the cliff, they have stones around it and they just build it under a cliff and have it as a storage. Ah.
بص الحجر اللي هو في الكريستال اللي بتاع اديلهم شويه.
طبعا هنطلع فوق دلوقتي.
ما انت هتملى بقى الوقت ها.
لا مش احنا بناخدش حاجة معانا. لسه.
Yeah, this is amazing. It's absolutely incredible. These slabs here used to be the walls of the geothermal vent under the seawater, and it has collapsed in itself. And when that happens, the magma finds a new way and makes a new vent close by, and another one. They all just collapse eventually. I mean, it takes thousands of years to form it.
Hydrothermal vents form when two plates are separating away from each other and new crust from the Earth's center starts migrating upwards. You'll have water that percolates through this really super hot crust, and from pressure and both temperature, it'll come back up and start precipitating these minerals out once it reaches that cold seafloor. So you'll get these precipitations slowly start forming these hydrothermal chimneys, and once the temperatures as well as the right conditions are available for new animals, they'll start colonizing these hydrothermal vents.
So we can go from a volcanic eruption essentially flattens everything to the beginnings of a vent ecosystem with a number of species within less than a year.
They're at depths usually between 1,500 meters to up to 4,000 meters below the sea surface. So basically no sun can penetrate these environments. It's in complete darkness. The ambient seawater is usually about 2 degrees at those depths, but at these hydrothermal vents, you're getting these, just like picture underwater volcanoes. They're spewing out these hot vent fluids that are up to 400 degrees Celsius in some cases. They're extremely toxic, so you have hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide, methane. So for you and I, there's no way we'd be able to survive at these hydrothermal vents. Hydrothermal vents are a highly ephemeral environment, and by ephemeral I mean it's very dynamic in vents are shutting off and then turning back on and starting up in a new location, or even vents can shut off and then turn back on again at the same location later on. So life itself at these vents that are turning off usually end up collapsing or dying, but then you'll see them pop up at these new hydrothermal vents and recolonize new areas. So it's very dynamic and it's constantly circling around. As they die out, they'll recolonize new vents again. So there's a working hypothesis right now that hydrothermal vents was the site of origin of life on Earth. The location or the habitat provides the necessary biogeochemical processes as well as the composition of the habitat for life to originate, but it's still highly unknown how that started, and more research does need to be done.
They are very mineral rich, and that's why people come here to collect these nodules that it's pushing out from the vent. Basically it's a mass of rock and heavy metals, platinum, gold, silver, you name it, and glass and crystals. And essentially what happens is that this piece of lava comes through the vent and comes in contact with the seawater and it cools down from the surface really fast. That's why it's quite smooth. And then the inside separates all the metals to the outside core and all the crystal inside that is still hot. So if you break this open, there's crystals inside, and people come here and collect these and find these, and then they break them in fire here locally. You just make a fire and put it there because there's a small airspace inside. It will expand and crack it open, and then they sell these crystals on the local market and for the tourists. But it's just unbelievably cool. We are at 1,460 meters right now, and this used to be a seabed.
Wow.
We find fossils and corals and everything here. It's mind-blowing, man.
I thought this was man-made, honestly. It looks...
This one is amazing to look at. It's
Take a look at
coming
that.
out of the rock.
There is one of these
It's very cool.
inside
And
the
it's big.
sediment.
It's really big. It's a big one.
To look for more of these, and Joseph found a really nice specimen. So, like I told before, when it heats up inside the geothermal vent, and then it comes in contact with the seawater, it cools down really quickly. So all the kind of dirty material comes on the surface, and it's rich on different heavy metals and sediment. But when you open it,
Wow.
there is the crystal heart.
It's beautiful.
It's really cool, man.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Nice
Nutrition.
piece. Nice piece, Joseph.
And how old do you think that is?
Small one
About?
too? Yeah, another small one.
Nice too. So how old do you think these are around?
150 million years.
That's pretty old.
Okay.
And another one hasn't been opened yet.
But it's kind of popped the top a
Almost.
little bit.
Yeah, almost
It's
there,
like a
almost.
mushroom. Like, just a little bit more.
And to try.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
But you're saying these big holes here, they're not man-made, like they're not dug by people looking for
No,
these things.
no, these are the geothermal vents. This is the sediment, this is the crust of the vent when it builds up like this.
So this,
Lower you are on the vent, thicker these are, and then you go up the vent that has collapsed on itself. They start to go thinner and thinner, and then in the middle that has already been collapsed, they're really thin. That's the crust.
wow.
Whoa.
That's, so the thinner is
It
the top.
was one tube like this.
So right now you're on the
On
top
the
of the vent.
That was the top.
Wow.
And that was full of water.
No, this was underwater.
And
That was underwater.
This was gas coming up from the, you know,
From deep.
from
Yeah.
the deep, from volcanic magma. The gas
There's
coming up, and they cool it down. The gas cooled down on the way up,
That's
and then
something
started forming this.
But it
Just
popped.
been collecting water there
And the
during the rains.
It popped while it was still underwater,
Yeah, it collapsed
and then
It
collapsed,
underwater.
and then just sea
And you can
levels went
find
down.
all around here. There's a lot of corals.
Yeah. We saw them
It's all
back
seabed.
down
Fossil.
there. Yeah.
Loads.
Somebody asked how hot.
How hot will it be?
Well, the gas has been thousands of degrees,
Wow.
enough to melt rock.
Okay, that's pretty
Not
hot.
thousands of
Yeah.
degrees.
Wow.
Hitting the water would boil, and then these nodules would form and fall down the vent on the wall, and then sediment would come from the seabed and bury these inside the sediment, so that on all these rocks, these are inside. Oh, the view, man.
Then something must have changed the landscape, because when this was on the water, probably this was kind of on the bottom, right? I mean, you're not expecting
Well,
big
corals here, so
You've got
definitely on bottom.
Yeah, but I mean, would you have such thermal vents on the top of a hill?
Yeah,
you
no,
never know.
It's the mountains and the tectonic plate from the Gulf of Agapa pushing against the African plate, and
Yeah.
mountains rise up. Barrier that we have is outside Nueva.
Yeah.
So it's just so deep, 1.1 kilometer. No one's ever been there. We don't know if there's geothermal vents over there.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah, this is not volcanoes like burst.
No, this is
eruptions.
ongoing. No,
This is
no,
just
this was ongoing thing before the volcanoes were here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So how old should these things be? Just
Talking about 150 million. Because all this was still on the
Active.
bottom of the sea.
Yeah.
And now it's 1,450 meters high.
Yeah.
So that was before these mountains were formed.
Yeah.
Going down from Gebel el Gunna after amazing time in the top with Sami explanation.
Yeah, that's standing still on the sea bottom, basically. Yeah, on the ocean floor.
And they just live on this tiny island at the end of the world.
Getting in the car from Gebel el Gunna.
There are like hundreds of companies studying how to mine under the sea around the geodes to get these. They're rich on iron, they're rich on different platinum, different rare metals.
This village
But
called
they're really
Sujera.
hard to reach because they're mostly more than 2
Sujera.
kilometers deep.
2?
2 kilometers deep. So this one has been underwater at some point, and now it's above.
Yeah.
Because of the squeeze, the mountains came up.
Yeah.
I like slideshows. I want to go with
So this is Magic Lake. Why it's called Magic Lake?
No, tell us.
So what are you gonna tell us?
Oh, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah. I'm asking the question. You answer.
I thought you were going to ask and answer. Like a ghost.
And welcome back to the studio. That was one amazing trip. For me personally, that was one of the best.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
so interesting.
it is just mind blowing that we can study on land something that has been like 2 kilometers underwater back in the day, and has been like that, like on the video that we were courteously we were let to use from the Canadians, could be the start of life on the planet.
Yeah.
Sorry to people who might think differently.
It's all theory.
It's one theory amongst the others.
But that was such a surprise. Like, I had no idea that we were going to see that. I had absolutely no idea we were going to run into that. I thought, okay, Gebel el Gunna, it's the Crystal Mountain, but these geothermal vents.
Yeah.
I
Nobody
mean, I've
has
heard of
connected
them.
it.
No, I'd never
I
made
never
that
put
connection.
two and two together ever. I mean, I've seen the crystals. I know what they are, and then Joseph telling us that I know the place, and Rabia knows the place where to go and see where they used to collect them.
Yeah.
Now we couldn't find a lot because they've been collected mainly, but that's where they are. But I never thought about, of course, it's nodules from the geothermal vents.
Mm-hmm.
I just never put those because it's up in the mountains.
Yeah.
Geothermal vents are down below the sea, so
Yeah.
they were too far apart for me to make the connection between them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember walking up there and seeing the first pile. I was like, as somebody has had an excavator up here or something.
This is,
you know, it's like,
what I
what
thought.
is this weird
This is where they
pile?
were digging for these
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
And then we kept walking, and there's another one, and another one, and another one, and another one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like kind of like seeing crop circles in a
Yeah.
cornfield. It's like, who put these here?
Yeah.
It's amazing how they formed between like the two plates moving away from each other. Then they formed the vent, and then how they get up the mountain from the two plates getting close to make the mountain. Like it's the plates was going like this, like far and in and like this.
Yeah.
It's moving.
Stunning. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
So-
and also Gebel el Gunna, he crossed Sinai. This is from the Gulf of Suez to Gulf of Aqaba.
Oh wow, the mountain
that's-
range goes
yeah.
all the way across.
Yeah.
All the way
That's
across.
the Gebel el Gunna that's crossed Sinai from Suez Canal to Aqaba.
Wow.
That's
And it's interesting because all the other mountains kind of go south to north,
yes.
and that goes sideways.
So east to west.
Do you
So
get an idea of what the
it's
plate?
formed before the plates started to come together
Yeah.
and formed the northbound mountain ranges
Wow.
on both sides.
So Rabia, then does that mean that all through the mountain range, maybe you can find more of those, or are there crystals?
Maybe yes, found some more of the Gebel T, because that's the piece of Gebel el Gunna. That's the one of mountain of Gebel T. T mountain that's started from Suez Canal to Aqaba. That's across Sinai between north or south.
Like a divider.
Yeah, and this is the mountain. Nobody he climbed up.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is really you found good best way. to this. Inshallah, we have more.
Maybe we can go there someday.
Yes.
Tell us about the castles.
The
palace.
Did your father have a castle?
The Qasr, it's the Bedouin, the important things, the Qasr, from long time, from my father. The Qasr, he put the food, can leave it like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, safe and warm in the winter time, and the summertime also cold there. The Qasr, every tribe, he have a special Qasr. He put it the food. The women, when you move, the Bedouin before, with the tent, move the place to place, he know where the Qasr, he take the food. And the man, he very hard work from Suez Canal to week by camel, and 2 week back. And then he put the food, the Qasr. Anyway, when the wife or children, he move with the tent, he know the Qasr, the places, to collect some food from there.
Exactly.
That's the like the room, special room to the Bedouin, to call it the Qasr. But the Qasr,
you mark it in any way?
Yes.
So that you know who owns which one.
And then put it with the cool places in the mountain, the cave, and build it. The same color and same mountain. And then we give him cool. Every tribe in Sinai, he have a special Qasr.
They don't mark it, but they know which one is belong to which one in which area. They don't mark it.
And that we call it the Qasr. The Qasr, that's the important things for the Bedouin.
The palace.
It means palace.
Palace.
So Wolfgang, hi.
Hi Wolfgang. Thanks for watching.
Do you have any questions for Rabia about the Bedouins or anything?
Let's see. We can post it there. Well, I mean, I really liked to see the basically what we got from the Canadian. How did you go about getting that and contacting them?
I mean, we looked for some footage on YouTube to get a good animation of it, because it's just so hard to imagine when you're seeing this result basically on land. So we just looked for a good animation, and then we contacted the organization behind it, and they were really nice, and they said yes,
the
no
Ocean
problem.
Organization, thank you
we'll
for
send you footage if you want to have some good quality. So
well, thank you very much.
They were very kind.
They were very nice, actually. They were very nice, and they answered straight away. And they say that they have a lot of requests for the projects.
So that was it was very nice of them to do that. For sure. It was interesting.
It really cleared it up, made it a lot.
To see that animation.
So what amazes me, how you have all this knowledge, Sammy. You surprise all of us with what
you
know.
pulled that out of the hat.
There's actually a kind of funny story behind the knowledge for this. Because I was once at the airport and I had a long flight ahead of me, and I went to the bookshop. And the book that was there was Clive Cussler's book, and the book was a thriller about international criminals who wanted to steal the mining equipment for the nodules. And Clive Cussler is really good on his research. He told on that book everything you need to know about what they are and why they are so precious. And they are precious. I mean, there are massive multinational companies putting hundreds of millions of dollars right now into research how to mine these. Because they are so hard to reach, because they are so deep, but they have more precious metals than any mine anywhere in the world can provide.
Okay. So they'd have to mine under the water basically at 2, 3, 4 kilometers deep.
Yes, and that's not easy.
It
is easier to go to moon than go 4 kilometers down. It is much easier.
Wow.
Or Mars at the moment. And cheaper.
Mars.
And cheaper.
Actually, like what we hear about how hot is it down there, it's like and how like crusty there, and how the bacteria living there, it's like I don't know how they can go down there or have equipment to handle
just the
this
amount of
heat and all this.
unknown
Yeah.
to
Well,
us. We can't even research it properly
No.
yet, so we don't know what's waiting for us there.
Yeah.
First, you find a site. That's relatively easy. You can find the site, but then you have to establish a reliable production line in you know in the conditions where this bottle would be flat,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it would not take the pressure of the water in 4 kilometers.
Yeah. Exactly.
We don't have the materials or the know-how to build something that can last there forever. I mean, yeah, we have a submarine that can go to the Mariana Trench, but it won't be there for years.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What like a mining operation would require.
Yeah.
And then the support of air or generating oxygen on those conditions, or people staying there.
Yeah.
We don't even know if it's in any
what does
way
it do
possible.
to them? Yeah. Expensive and dangerous,
Yes.
basically.
Yeah. Like I said, it's easier to go to Moon or Mars too than go and have a mine in 4
Under
kilometers.
Well, and Mars, if everyone's following the Mars River, we were cracking up earlier because we said, hey, our pictures look kind of like the surface of Mars. So, I mean, if you want to see what Mars could look like, you can
then
come.
you should come here.
to
Yeah,
Sinai.
because it looks a lot like Mars here. Yeah.
Just 1 hour in a pickup.
Yeah.
Guarantee you can't
you're
say
on
that
Mars.
it's not Mars.
You don't have to spend millions of dollars. Just come visit us. Come take a trip with us and Rabia, and we'll take you to Mars.
I'm actually, when we are driving around in these desolated places, I always think about one day we're gonna find one of those Mars rovers over there.
We turn the
The
corner.
one that lost contact.
But maybe in Gebel T, we have some.
There could be some Mars.
Because it's high,
Yeah. It looks like it.
Yeah.
العجمة, we can.
Ajma.
Yeah.
Maybe one of our next trip we can go look for more of this.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Has he seen any other ones like this? Yeah.
I hope in Gebel Ajma I see some like this.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact is,
Ajma, that's the highest mountain of Gebel T. Yeah.
And you've
I mean,
seen
the fact-
similar
the
structures
fact is
like that.
that we saw that this area has been emptied pretty well.
Of
Because
the
we-
nodules. Yeah.
You guys saw on the video,
Yeah.
like us being around a couple of them. We
That was just
went
below,
around a lot of
basically,
them.
from things that they discarded.
on like
probably.
1 kilometer times 1 kilometer area,
Yeah.
and it's empty.
Yeah.
But
So-
those things are still for sale in all these shops.
Yeah.
And
It's
that's
still
not
circulating.
all stock only. It means that they have another place already. They know about another place. It's just, I wouldn't want you to come to my mine either. So
No,
Don't tell you where it
we
is.
just don't know where.
But
it
it's fun to have places like this to explore. And
Yeah.
definitely.
I mean, do people still go up the Gebel el Gunna to collect these crystals, or it's?
Some people, yes.
Yeah.
Work in the mines of Gebel el Gunna, he take this one. But Sinai, I want to tell you one thing. Sinai, we have many things. But you need two people to go and look and look and look.
Yeah.
Every year,
Yeah.
we make new things. We make new things. Sinai, we have many things to have
to discover.
Yes, and to see it. Yeah.
A lot of beauty.
Yeah. Really. But Sinai, really, believe me, we have too many things.
Yeah.
To take care, to prepare something, for this one.
Long
This
history and
for me.
geology is-
One time, I want to know this one.
Yeah.
I'm very happy, Yusuf, when you tell me this. It's
Yeah.
very, very, very good. I see it many times, but
We are really thankful
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
for
I
taking
have
us
seen
there.
many times. I take people collect crystal from there. I never know
What it is.
what is it. I was always like tell the people like it's mining place. It's people mining here, but I never know what the actual is until you surprised me with it.
Yeah, Sami, yes. Sami,
Oh, that was Well, you can see on the video.
Well, thanks to your
impressed.
action adventure
Thank you
novel.
very much.
We all benefited from your airport reading.
I took it a little bit further.
Yeah, you can tell.
I read a little bit more about them because I found it just an interesting subject.
It is very interesting.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, we're so thankful to have you with us, Rabia, and have this episode.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Our 30 minutes is up.
And the next episode will be Laguna.
Yeah, that'll be next Monday.
You can see Joseph washing himself.
Should you be interested?
Just a teaser.
Yeah, and David, I had a lot of fun with David, my nephew.
Yeah,
it was so much fun and swimming and having fun at Laguna.
Yeah. Well, join us. We're gonna have a good time.
Join us next time.
And don't forget to ask your questions by your own language, بالعربي.
Yeah.
By English also.
Español.
Suomeksi and also på svenska.
Do we?
Sing by the Wolfgang.
Yeah, bye, Wolfgang.
Bye.
Bye.